Wade and Wade Reacts. This is our spoiler review for Ahsoka episode 4. If you have not seen Ahsoka episode 4, get out of here. If you don't care about spoilers, welcome to the channel. Let's get into it. So we're going to give you the good, the bad, and our nitpicks. What good did you find this episode?
This episode was action-packed.
Yeah.
This is the type of action that we wanted from the new Star Wars films, but they deprived us of it. And it almost seemed like they were incapable of delivering this level of quality action. From the introduction of the show, you got the android, or the droid, rather. Robot.
Yeah, droid. Yeah, you're right.
Fixing the ship. Then some other droids come in and start interrupting his process, and they start throwing hands. They start going to work. They start tussling in a droid type of way. Mm-hmm. And then you see the Inquisitor come in. You see the Inquisitor. You see I forgot her name. I don't know how I did.
You're talking about Shin Hati.
Yeah, Shin Hati, the apprentice. And then Ahsoka is like, hold on. Something's going on outside. So they exit.
But before they even get to that part, they whoop up the little minions.
Yeah, they whoop up the minions. They destroy the droids. They go outside. And this epic, intense battle starts to happen between the Inquisitor, Shin Hati, Sabine Wren. And this is a fantastic fight scene. I mean, this fight scene satisfies the Star Wars fan, the true Star Wars fan who wants to see Jedi action.
Some good lightsaber battles.
Yeah, it gives it to you. And it gives it to you good, too.
Yeah, because in the past, man, episode 1, not episode 1, what I'm talking about, episode 7, 8, and 9, lightsaber battles were trash. Mm-hmm. They was like I don't know what they were swinging heavy metal bats or something.
Yeah. It was like these people, these Force users were supposed to have been trained to use the lightsabers, but they move like novices. But this series is giving us what Jedi are supposed to be. What Force-sensitive, saber-wielding warriors are supposed to move like. Yeah. That's what they're giving us.
Yeah, for what we've seen in the past. I really like that about this show. Dave Filoni, he's not holding back when it comes to the lightsaber action. It's been a while since we've been satisfied with lightsaber action. We had the Mandalorian, he had the Darksaber. Yeah. He wasn't no Jedi.
Nah.
We had Kelleran Beck. That was a sprinkle, a little tease, but he had his own show.
Gave us a little taste.
Yeah, and then we had Luke Skywalker on the Mandalorian season 2. He saved the day, but it wasn't no Luke Skywalker show.
Exactly.
So yeah, I like the way they use the Force. They show that Ahsoka, she's a powerful Jedi. Sabine, she is a Jedi in training. She doesn't have the Force, but she's a powerful ally. Yeah. Ahsoka really needed her in this episode.
And it was good for Sabine that she had her Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
That really helped save her in this battle.
Yeah, she needed it. Because without that, Shin was going to tear her up.
Oh, yeah.
Because she already, like she did in the first episode, this time kill her.
Oh, yeah.
Hu Yang, like you said, he stood out. He got the box in that droid. Mm-hmm. I would expect him to, to be a little bit more proficient in his combat since he is 25,000 years old.
Yeah.
But, he did his thing. And then, the Inquisitor. Let's talk about him, Merrick. Because everybody had these stupid fan theories.
Some people thought that he was Star Killer.
Yeah, he was Star Killer, which, Star Killer was too powerful. And even if they nerfed him, he was still too weak to be Star Killer.
Yeah, way too weak to be Star Killer.
They said he was Ezra Bridger. That don't make no sense. He's in another galaxy with Thrawn. They say he was a clone of Luke Skywalker, which don't make no sense because he's still too weak.
Way too weak.
Found out he wasn't nothing but smoke. A Night Sister magic spell. Yeah. That's all he was. But I do like that about this show, that they're creating intrigue with Star Wars again. That's what Star Wars used to be.
Exactly.
They got people doing all these fan theories and stuff.
Star Wars used to be, I wouldn't say shrouded in mystery, but Star Wars had a mysterious element to it. Even though they explained the Force, they still left some things a secret that kept the intrigue of the fans. You could not figure out what the Force was. Mm-hmm. Even though you felt like you knew the Force, there were still some mysteries to be solved.
Yeah.
And they brought that back.
And then when Ahsoka pulled up on Balin, that fight, that was what I was looking for. I was looking for a good old lightsaber battle, and she pulled up on Balin. They got the sword fighting, a lightsaber dueling.
Yeah.
Hey, they delivered.
They delivered plus more. 2 different styles of lightsaber combat, but they meshed well. Balin pulled out some, I won't say acrobatic movements, but he spun a couple of times.
Yeah.
Trying to throw Ahsoka off, and she was thrown off a little bit, but she put her foot up on that brick once she lost her balance to gain some leverage and pushed off of it. They gave us something to see, some things to really look at.
And a lot of people was complaining that Ahsoka, when she was younger, as far as the Clone Wars and even in Rebels, that she was a little bit more acrobatic. We seen that in this fight.
Oh yeah.
She did a couple of rolls. She jumped off a rock. She even did a side flip. So they had that in there. So as far as the bad, let's get into that.
I would say, even though I do think that the Inquisitor being Night Sister magic was a good thing, but I also think it was a bad thing. I wish that character was actually a real person.
I think he was at one time. He's like a forced spirit. Now, if that doesn't pay off, if that's nothing, he's just smoking mirrors, then yeah, that will be a problem. But since we're only halfway through, I'm gonna let that slide for now. But when we do our season review, if that's all he was just smoke, I would have a problem with that. But I don't know, this episode really ain't had no bad.
Yeah, it really didn't. I would say that we haven't gotten there yet, but that could better fit in the nitpick category.
Yeah, I'll say this episode was pretty, I won't say it was flawless, but it was probably about a good old, if you was gonna do a number scale, around about 8 or 9.
Oh yeah.
I'll put it up there.
It was definitely up there.
And then as far as the nitpicks, what nitpicks do you have this?
I didn't like how that fight with Balin ended. She grabbed that map or the ball that contained the hologram for the map. She grabbed it with her hand and it burned her hand. And because her hand was burned, it inhibited her combat abilities. I was thinking to myself, as a Jedi, as a Force user, a master, she would have used the Force to grab that map and not risk burning her hand and setting herself at a disadvantage in a fight against someone who was obviously able to match her in skill and Force abilities. I don't think she would have risked that. I don't think she would have.
Yeah, I'd probably say not only nitpick. Well, I do have a nitpick with that fight. I don't like that he got defeated. Well, I don't say he got defeated, but Ahsoka kicked him to the ground. Without her touching that ball, I don't see her losing that fight. I wanted Balin to beat Ahsoka without a handicap.
Yeah.
I would have preferred if he would have beat her without a handicap. That's my nitpick with that fight. Another nitpick I had with this, all the lightsaber battle. Man, where's Nick Gillard? Man, call him up on the phone and get him back into Star Wars because the prequel fights are miles ahead of this, and not even just. I know a lot of people talk about the spinning. You know, they doing all the fancy move. Forget the fancy movement. The pace of the fights are much faster.
That's one thing I noticed when this fight first started off. Like you said, when Nick Gillard choreographed the fights, there would be lots of clashing, a whole sequence before they paused. But in the fight with Ahsoka versus Balin, they clashed a couple of times, then stopped. I was thinking, hold on, this is supposed to be a prolonged clashing of sabers before they take a pause. But we didn't get that. So you can definitely tell that they're missing Nick Gillard as a choreographer.
Yeah, and what's the girl name? Harrison Dulles. She took her son into space on this deadly mission. We've seen a couple of starfighters die. So I'm like, I know he's in here for story purposes. I'm pretty sure that character is going to have something to do. If not episode 5, maybe episode 6. But in reality, which we can't apply reality to Star Wars because they have like heated death sticks in their hands that you wouldn't even be able to swing in real life without getting burned up yourself.
And telekinesis and things like that.
But I just didn't feel that made any sense to have him on the starship.
Yeah.
There was a few characters missing that I was looking to see, like Zed from Rebels. Maybe he's going to come in later in this season. But I feel like he would have been here to help with this mission. Why not call Luke Skywalker?
Exactly.
You know, this is Thrawn.
Yeah.
This is Thanos. It's like when on Avengers, when the Hulk kept telling Tony Stark, hey, call Captain America. He was like, he looking at the phone, but he didn't want to call him. This is not that, because there's no beef between Luke and Ahsoka. So I feel like she would have called him up and said, hey, come on out here. And maybe a few other characters out there in the galaxy. Han Solo, where's Lando? You know, let them come.
Right.
But maybe, you know, I won't be too anxious or too greedy as a Star Wars fan. Maybe they'll bring them in later.
Yeah. It would definitely make sense for them to bring them in.
Yeah.
But if not, I would definitely have a problem with that. To me, that would be a plot hole.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make any sense.
I hope they recast them too, because that CGI stuff.
Yeah, it's
And another thing too, bring back the dude that played Han Solo on the first, you know, the Solo film. Bring back Donald Glover, recast Leia, recast Luke, no CGI, and just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think that would be best moving forward, because CGI is good. It gives you the face of a young Mark Hamill. But CGI will not stand the test of time. If you recast an actual person, that will stand the test of time.
And that's another nitpick that I have with the show when Anakin showed up. Maybe this is a Force vision from when she went to the world between worlds. Maybe this is a Force vision from the prequel era, the Clone Wars era of Anakin. But to me, it didn't make any sense for them to de-age him, because he's one with the Force. When he died, I know they can appear any way that they want, but he was an older man when he died. So I think Hayden is the same age that Vader was when he died in real life. So he could just show up at how he looks now. So yeah, that's our review for episode 4 so far. Ahsoka has been interesting. It has its lows, it has its highs. But tell us down in the comments what you think about Ahsoka. Are you enjoying it so far? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video. And we're out of here.
Peace.